Oh God, we back. This is the No Way Out podcast. We back again. Except we missing my lovely co-host Nuke. Where you at, nigga? She get a vacation too. Shit, she on vacation chilling. Yeah, she chilling on vacation, and she will be back next week. So shout out to Nuke, my lovely co-host. So I got one of the homies in here named Marie. She gonna come and drop a little bit of knowledge on some of the topics we have today. Hopefully y'all tune in and listen. And if you're not listening, then listen, motherfucker. You heard me the first motherfucking time. Anybody that's out there listening, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this channel. And we'll give you all the bullshit as information at the end of the damn podcast. Shit, what the fuck y'all think this is? Ain't no damn TV show. But anyway, I want to introduce my homegirl Marie. How you doing today?
Hello. Thank you for having me. I'm doing well. How are you?
All right. I'm just chilling, maintaining, and trying to do what the fuck I need to do. Nuke, we miss you out here, nigga. Ah, damn. Shit. I need my teammate, but I guess you'll do for today.
Well, thank you.
So, no problem. All right. Well, just let it be known. This is the No Way Out podcast, and we trying to, come with some new and riveting topics. I'm just gonna get right to it today. I was looking on the news and I was reading on CNN about Jordan Edwards. I don't know if are you familiar with that?
I am, yes.
Okay, Jordan Edwards is a young melanated brother who was, I guess, at a party with some of his homeboys, and I guess the police were called on them, and that police officer. What's his name? Roy Oliver, Caucasian, of course, basically shot through the car. And his excuse was, I was fearing for my life. This is the shit that I'm talking about. He was fearing for his life. So let's just get down to it. Now, of course, we know for a damn fact that he wasn't fearing. He said he was fearing for his partner's life. So he shot up the car. Now, he was convicted of manslaughter or whatever the fuck they said he was convicted of. And, of course, we going to cheer, and it's a symbolic victory and all this other stuff. But before we get to the rest of it, I wanna say to my young melanated brothers and sisters, know how to conduct yourself. Know if you're riding in a car and it's more than two of you, you are a threat to society, and you are really a threat to Caucasians. So don't think that they won't shoot you and kill you with impunity. One conviction does not undo the Trayvon Martin case, the Mike Brown case, the Oscar Grant. Who else was it? The young brother in Baltimore, and so on and so on. I'm kind of blanking right now, but let's not forget that. But yeah, he got convicted. And I guess he shot into the car, and he said that the car was moving back, and he was afraid that they were going to run over his partner with the car. So he just shot into the car. What you think about that?
It's terrible. I mean, obviously, there's just.
Speak more into the mic, because I can't barely hear you. All right, go ahead.
I mean, it's terrible because obviously there was no reason for it at all. No reason, and these police officers are real scary out there, and they know that they're inferior, they feel inferior, and they just react because they see a black young man, a black boy, and
push your mic back some. Yeah, there you go. All right, you good.
And
they see a young black boy, and what do you think? What do you think that they're thinking when they see a young melanated kid? What do you think?
I think that they're scary. They already feel inferior, and I don't feel that they have confidence in who they are. And they, as you always say, guilty. They're really the ones that's guilty. They have this white guilt that they automatically feel too.
I see you a fan of the show, of the podcast. You know one of my sayings, guilty, nigga, and you damn right. And that's exactly what they'll say to your ass. You right. I think it's confidence. You know what I think it is too? I think a lot of people want to be a police officer because they were nerds and goobers and goofy motherfuckers in high school. So they want to join the police force and think they got all this power. which is really imaginary because the people at the top of the food chain, they don't give a fuck about no damn police officer. But I think it's sad because, he got convicted, but my whole thing is, what the fuck are you doing shooting in a car like that? We already saw Philando Castile. He just shot into the car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, and even Mike Brown.
Oh, that was horrible.
That was horrible. Police officer is in the car and allegedly says that Mike Brown reached in and punched him.
And he said, wait. And what did he say? He said that I was reading on CNN when that first happened. He was saying that it felt like Hulk Hogan was grabbing him, and he was a little kid, and he felt like Hulk Hogan was grabbing him. But all the witnesses out there saw that he wasn't grabbing you. And all you got to do is, if you're Caucasian, just say you feel for your life. I'm not saying that my melanated sisters and brothers that are on the police force, they don't be doing bogus shit too. I know they do bogus shit, but it just always seems to be a Caucasian talking this, I was in fear for my life. Well, if you was in fear for your life, then why the fuck are you trying to be a police officer? That's like a person being a nurse and talking about, ooh, I don't feel like cleaning no shit today. Well, then you should have read the fine print when you went to be a nurse. Because you're cleaning up some shit today, nigga. That's how I go. You know what I mean? That's like a gardener saying, I don't want to deal with no grass. Well, you're a gardener. That's the way it go. I just think that's the scapegoat.
Right.
That's the go-to. Oh, I was in fear for my life. That young brother was 15 years old. You know what I'm saying? So to be 15 years old and go through that could be very, very toxic to the family. That could give that family a bad spirit in their heart. And then now they're going to be in fear every time they get pulled over by the police. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
They're going to be in fear for their life. They're not going to be cognizant a lot of the times because the fear takes over. You start
exactly.
Sweating. You start sweating like a slave, and you start doing all this other stuff, and it becomes bad. It really does. Shit, my bad. I'm trying to look at this mic, make sure I'm speaking it correctly. But yeah, it really is bad. You know what I think? I think Caucasians try to flip the script a lot of the motherfucking time, and they try to act like, this is my opinion. And if people get offended or you get offended, then oh fucking well. It's my motherfucking. This is the No Way Out podcast with me and Nuke. So this is how I feel a lot of times. I think Caucasians secretly envy melanated people. They envy our swag, our mental intellect. They envy how strong we are, how tough we are, how we set trends. They envy a lot of the things. And then they pretend like they don't. And what they do is they brag and boast about all the money they have around melanated people to make us feel inferior. But in actuality, they're the ones that are feel inferior to us because, only thing they have is their generational wealth. They don't want niggas learning any of these things. They don't want niggas acting the part or doing the part, doing the right thing, the so-called right thing. I'm not saying capitulate or anything like that, but I think you have those type of police officers joining the police force with this stigma about melanated people. All you gotta do is turn on the TV and watch Boys in the Hood from the 80s, and they think every nigga is like that. They think niggas still got jerry curls. You know what I'm saying? So I think a lot of it has to do with Caucasians' ignorance. They're very ignorant when it comes to race, or they pretend like they're ignorant. Mm-hmm. I don't like that. My best friend's black. I hate that shit. Man, get the fuck away from me. That's clown shit. I don't go around saying what color my friends are. I don't give a fuck about that shit unless race comes up. Now, when race comes up, oh, it's on. I'm jumping down your throat. But in a very intelligent type of way. And I can go intellectual with you about race, but I don't try to fight and argue with people. I'm not a race baiter, but I feel like these are the type of police officers that are joining the police force.
Right. They hide behind the badge. Like you said, I mean, it gives them some sort of sense of power in addition to their white privilege. It gives them some sense of power because they feel inferior. There's a issue within them.
Yes. Yeah, no, you're right. And I think this too. Why not have power? You wouldn't dare turn down a position like that if they gonna give you power in a squad car. You can pull niggas over when you want, and you can treat them fucked up. These motherfuckers are not pillars of the community.
No.
Not to me. Not when you can go out there and shoot a unarmed teenage melanated kid and then talk about you was in fear for your partner's life. Now your partner's not even the one who shot George Edwards. It was you. What was his name? Oliver
Roy Oliver.
Roy Oliver, or whatever the fuck his name was. Shit, I gotta get my phone and look it up. Yeah, Roy Oliver. Just like what was the other nigga that killed Mike Brown? The Caucasian brother that killed him. They raised all that money for him. And then the other race soldier who shot and killed Philando Castile, that girl taped him on Facebook Live. Yeah, I said taped. Shit, I'm old school. I said taped. She videoed him on Facebook Live. And what happened to him? Oscar Grant, that dude got a year in prison. And somebody had that shit on video. So basically, all y'all seeing is those books that y'all always hear me talk about, but you're just seeing it on TV. Because they was doing this shit a long time ago. Hanging niggas, tying them to the back of a truck and dragging them for miles. You know, just hanging black women, melanated sisters, and gutting them like fish. Oh, they been doing this. But then when you bring it up to them, the first thing a motherfucking Caucasian want to tell you is, oh, that happened so long ago.
Right. No, it's just it's now reformed. Like the book says, The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. It's just new and inventive ways. It's propagated out there as though it's still not going on, but it is. It's just in a different form.
That's real. That's real. I really think that, you know, I really think this, you know, it's hard for me to get on this. It's hard not to get emotional about when it comes to this, because when you see young melanated brothers and sisters getting gunned down like that, and the only thing we could do is march, it's like, y'all niggas gotta stop that marching and come up with a better solution. Because marching, they doing exactly what I've said before. Silly little Negroes. Look at them out there marching. It don't mean shit. You can march all you want. Nothing's gonna change. You have to take the change. You have to go on there. Okay, if the police officer in your neighborhood killed one of your melanated brothers and sisters, then what y'all need to do is vote that sheriff out of that damn district. And then y'all get together and vote as a block and get that city councilman that's in your ward or that commissioner and get his ass the fuck up out of there. That's what you do. Because let me tell you, when I used to work at the city and they used to have those city council meetings up in Summerlin, it wasn't nothing but Caucasians at them damn meetings. And let me tell you, those Caucasians were not nice to that councilman, who's now the district attorney. They was going in on that motherfucker because they know where the fuck they money going. But I don't think especially melanated people, I can only speak for melanated people, I don't think a lot of us understand, you know, where to vote and where to put your vote. Because when you have Caucasians joining this police force, y'all got to hold them to what they're supposed to protect and serve, not kill and assassinate. God damn, if a melanated kid want to get killed, just send his ass to Iraq. You know, or send his ass overseas. But damn, you getting killed with impunity in the United States of America. And yeah, you know, it was a little symbology. They convicted him of manslaughter or whatever the fuck they did. But that Caucasian, that white boy, get another job somewhere else. Yep. They always do.
Yep.
They always do.
And be protected.
And why the fuck do you think that it was okay for you to just shoot in that car like that, Roy Oliver? And then you lie and say, oh, well, I was in fear for my partner's life. Well, if your partner was in so much fear, then why did he shoot? Why wasn't both of y'all shooting? Because his partner know that them kids wasn't no threat. See, that's what needs to be policing the community. We need to be policing the community, the people that look like us. It shouldn't be. How you going, I can only speak for Vegas. How you going to be on the west side and there's a whole bunch of white cops on the west side? Now, what kind of shit is that? Now, how does that work?
It doesn't.
How the fuck does that work? How you want to bridge the gap between the police and the community, and let's come together? Why would any melanated people want to come together with police officers? We're not just saying. And you talking about white police officers? Man, ain't no way in the world no nigga gonna trust no white police officer. You know what I'm saying? And then niggas don't want to go and be no police officer because, a lot of times, niggas gonna get made fun of. And niggas gonna be tripping, and niggas gonna be acting a fool and shitting on their family member for trying to be a police officer. Nah, why you wanna be that? How about, it's already bad enough, but we do need we need black police officers. We do. Because look at this shit. Yeah, that shit was where was the fuck that shit? In
Texas.
It was in Texas, right? Okay, cool. So the shit was in Texas. All right, I understand that. That's not in Vegas. But motherfuckers out here in Vegas act like that shit won't happen here.
Oh, it will.
Oh, it will?
Oh, it will. And I was just reading myself just now. The Justice Department doesn't keep record of or database for any police shootings. There's so many shootings that go on that you have no idea about. This is things that are just making the news. You should see the list of people out there that have lost their lives to police officers, unarmed black melanated people, women and men that have lost their lives to police officers, unarmed. I mean, the list goes on. It's countless that don't make the news. So there's so much that goes on that gets hidden, that gets covered up. They do their own police reports. There's no one else coming in and doing reports for these police officers when they do shootings. No, they call their buddy, they dispatch to their own department and say, "Hey, I just shot or did whatever," and they cover it up. That's what happens.
No, this is what they do. Hey, Tom. I just, this fucking monkey just shot at me. Had to lay his ass down like they did Arambe. That's what they do.
Right.
It's a joke to them.
Exactly.
And then they know all we gonna do is march, whine, and repeat. And sit up here and fight for our rights. And hands up, don't shoot. Hands up, don't clown. Man, that's clown shit. And then what we do, then every other race want to get together and hold hands with melanated people like they care. Man, these other races don't give a fuck about what's happening to us. Trust me. Wake up every day and see what the fuck is going on. Now that kid, what was that kid's name? The young black brother's name? Jordan Edwards? I think his name was Jordan Edwards.
Right.
The melanated kid. He gone.
15.
15 years old, gone.
A baby.
Dead. Haven't
A baby.
even lived his life.
No.
That's what the fuck. Man, look, if you're going to be on social media, fine. Be on social media. Be on Twitter, be on Facebook, be on Instagram and Snapchat and all that other clown ass shit. But you better be educating your young brothers and sisters, your little brothers, your little sisters. Don't be getting in these fucking cars and joyriding. Those days are over with. Matter of fact, those days never began. You are a suspect today, Craig. Mm-hmm. That's how shit go. And I don't think we understand that. Sometimes I trip out because I'm like, damn. I know the news is picking and choosing which shit that they put on the news and what they really want us to see.
Right.
And then they want us to have a tailor-made ending. Roy Oliver shot an unarmed black youth and was convicted of murder. But let's see exactly what the sentence is going to be. Because the sentence could be 90 days.
Right. Well, I mean, most of these police officers aren't sentenced to anything. They don't get convicted of anything.
They just quit. Darren Wilson got booted and got kicked off the last police force he was working on, and because of all the corrupt and racist shit that they had going on at the last police goddamn district that they was in. So they dismantled the whole fucking police department and then sent him to St. Louis or Ferguson. And then after they sent him to Ferguson, the first thing this motherfucker do is kill a nigga. And then the news propagates what they try to propagate and make it seem like Mike Brown was in there stealing from that damn liquor store. When
it wasn't
really,
even
he
him.
Wasn't even probably stealing. I didn't believe none of that shit anyway. Why y'all put that shit out there to change the narrative? Like y'all have heard me say before on this podcast to all the people that's out there listening, they know. Man, please, sprinkle some crack on me, they'll do whatever they can. This is what they do. I'm surprised that guy didn't try to lie and say, oh, it smelled like weed in there. Oh, they were drinking gasoline, so that's why I shot him. Why would you shoot into a car like that? Man, please. How you gonna say you was afraid for your partner's life? What kind of shit is that? That don't even fucking make sense. I was afraid for my partner's life, so I shot their asses. Man, get the fuck out of here. You just made up anything because normally y'all do an internal investigation and then y'all come and say, oh, the shooting was justifiable. Y'all didn't know that it was going to happen the way it happened. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's exactly why they didn't know it was going to get that pushback. You know what I'm saying? So that's the shit that I don't like. Because it's like, oh, now it's on the news. So now, oh, let me get all politically correct and all this other shit. And then the news media, they be lying half the fucking time too.
And that's the thing too. They know exactly what they're doing. And like I said before, they're scary. They're scary punks, basically, with a gun. With
They shouldn't even have a gun. And then look, all you people that look up the Constitution. That Constitution was not for y'all black asses. We were 3/5 human. We were property. We were chattel. We were like animals. We were property. Oh, you have a right to bear arms? That was for Caucasians. That was not for y'all. When I read the Black History Reader, it even said, now why the fuck it is that 98% of the guns are owned by Caucasians, but they always go into the hoods and talking about, let's give back the guns. Why don't y'all go to Summerlin? Why don't y'all go to all these places where all these wealthy Caucasians got all these guns and take their motherfucking guns back? That's the shit that I'm talking about.
Because don't think for a second they don't have street guns, aka street guns that aren't registered, man. And trust me.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. I went to the shooting range over there by Shadow Ridge High School for all the people that's listening in Las Vegas. I went to the shooting range outdoor. You know how many white boys was out there with AKs and all kinds of shit? Do. That's all I heard the whole fucking time. And they just get off on that shit. But we the violent ones. But black people, how the fuck black people gonna be the violent ones? But y'all the motherfuckers that want to conquer every goddamn thing. Look at man. First of all, black people have fought in every war to defend the United States of fucking America. So I don't want to hear none of that shit. And then you got motherfuckers that are pretending like they police, they're there to protect and serve, and you really a fucking race soldier. You are racist with a badge.
Basically.
And you using your white skin to get off of basically killing a nigga, just like the people in that book that I read, Slavery by Another Name. That's all those Caucasians was doing on their fucking farms. They was capturing melanated people, telling them that they owed them money, taking them to court. The judge would say, guilty, nigga. That's exactly what the judge would say. And then he would sentence them to 1 year hard labor, 5 years hard labor. And that's where I got that term from, because that's what they was doing to niggas. And this was in the 1900s. So for all you motherfucking Caucasians talking, oh, slavery was so long ago. And you know what happens? Every other race will be like, oh, it was so long ago. But let me tell you something. Go tell a Jewish person that the Holocaust was so long ago and see how long you survived. Without them.
Oh, we celebrate that every year.
Oh, they're going to let you know about the Holocaust. Oh. And then they give us melanated people, and when I mean us, my people, they give us the fictitious, February. Well, why don't y'all give us August? Why don't y'all give us July? June? Why don't y'all give us one of those months where it's 31 days? Why would you give us the shortest month in the year? And we built the fucking country. And then after we build the country, this the fucking things I get. This is the things my people get. Niggas, he shot in the car and didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Talking about he was in fear for his partner's life. Man, what kind of shit is that? How the fuck you gonna be in fear for your partner's life? That's some bullshit. I don't want to hear that shit. You wasn't in fear for your partner's life. You was just making up any excuse so you could shoot them niggas. Because let me tell you something. Racism, like I said a million times, is an institution. It's an institution of people, group, or race who has the control of all the resources. And they use those resources to oppress another group or race of people. And if you read Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Papers, if you read Neely Fuller's book, it'll tell you Caucasians dominate 9 areas of activity. I can't remember all 9 of them, but I can tell you: sex, labor, law, politics, religion, war, counter-war. I forgot the other ones. I can only think of 7. But I know they dominate all of them, and that's a fact. Well, how do we dominate religion? Let me tell you how you dominate religion. When you go in everybody's church, you see a picture of a white man that looked like Pau Gasol from the 2010 Lakers, who won the damn championship, with a perm with blue eyes. Now, how the fuck? Now, I'm confused. Because if we going by the good book said he had feet like burnt brass. So that's melanated color. And hair like lamb's wool. But the nigga on the wall got a perm press, a just for me kit with some blue eyes. So how the fuck is that me? Because they figure, well, if he looks like us, they'll think we're God, and that's what it is. And that's why you get these Caucasians with these God-like complexes and be like, well, I'm gonna get off anyway. So I might as well just get to shooting. Why not? These niggas ain't got no power. They ain't gonna do shit anyway.
Right.
And the young brother was 15 years old, dead. So you can celebrate a little bit because he was found guilty, but let's see what the sentence is gonna be. Because Oscar Grant's killer was found guilty too, and he only did a year
of manslaughter, and that was on videotape.
And he only did.
And
a year.
how many witnesses?
Everybody.
Exactly. And that guy wasn't even an official police officer. He was a BART police officer.
He was basically a security guard.
Basically.
Top flight.
Right.
Of the world. Craig, that part. That type of bullshit. And he only got a year and a day. Look at the motherfucker that put Eric Garner, he put him in a chokehold. How do you think that's okay? You put him in a chokehold.
And that was on tape?
Breathe a million times. They had it on tape. Then they try to fuck with the nigga that had the tape. They had the cell phone.
For being outside of a convenience store
Selling
with some cigarettes.
Not drugs. Look, first of all, selling a cigarette. Not cocaine. Not none of this other shit, but a cigarette. That's what I'm saying. That guy is guilty, but there's another story that I wanted to talk about too. And this was about this Caucasian lady from Tulsa who killed a brother. Mm-hmm. She shot and killed her brother, and I basically she quit. I forgot her name. I think her name was Shelby.
Betty
Shelby?
Mm-hmm. I believe
or some shit like that. I don't know what it is. I know she's a Caucasian. Well, this bitch left and came back and said, I'm going to teach a class on how Caucasians can get away with killing black people, so they would know how to deal with Ferguson all over again. This is what the white bitch said. What kind of shit is that? That's bold as a motherfucker. And then all niggas gonna do is march, whine, and repeat. Is march and rally and get together. Man, fuck all that rallying. Why don't y'all vote these motherfuckers? Oh, this is the sheriff? Well, we gonna go around the whole block, and everybody that can vote, that nigga won't be there this time. Who's our councilman? Get them motherfuckers out of there if they not doing what the fuck they're supposed to be doing. But no, we gonna march, whine, and repeat. I mean, this bitch shot and killed him. You know what she said? He smelled like PCP. Man, bitch, get the fuck out of here. He smelled like PCP.
But he had his hands on his head whenever she shot him, too.
Man, get the fuck out of here. They always had their hands on their head. It's always some bullshit. Man, look, you have the police writing the police reports. It isn't like a citizen can write the police report. If a police officer shot a nigga, right, and they said, we don't even want your statement. We want the citizens who saw it statement. And that's all we going by. It would be less killings depending on who is a witness. Because a lot of niggas want to befriend motherfucking certain people so they can get into a position of power and they don't get fucked with. Until it's one of their family members getting killed. Then that's when they want to capitulate and be like, I feel so bad. You know, let's protest. Where all the motherfuckers at now? See, that's why this is what irritates me too. My melanated sisters and all that, and my brothers, man, y'all need to watch this shit. When y'all see certain things on the news, or y'all see certain things, what y'all need to be doing is, y'all need to be paying attention and educating young melanated brothers and sisters, cousins, family members. Even if they don't want to hear that shit, educate them. Because let me tell you, while y'all out there shooting at each other, man, these police is like, fuck it, this is open season.
Yep.
I'll kill all these niggas. That's how they feel. And you know, look, let me tell you something. Man, these police don't give a fuck about no niggas. They're not even from your neighborhood. You have people policing you that's not even from your neighborhood. That's exactly what the main problem is. You getting Caucasians who wasn't probably shit, who was probably a fuck up in high school or a fucking nerd or a clown, and they didn't want to go to the army. Or you got the ones that did go to the army and got an issue. How the fuck you go to the army and the army is hoorah and we for the team and all this other shit, and then you come back and be a cop and the only thing you want to do is kill niggas? So that shit that was in the army over there was a fraud. That was a figment of our imagination. That's imaginary.
All right. That was just prepping them.
Man, you always gonna see race. Motherfuckers stop. I don't see race. I see, man, get the fuck out of here. Nigga, everybody see race. And everybody looking at how you look first, and then they gauge you from there. That's why you get the, oh, wow, you have 2 jobs? This Negro's got it going on. That's how they think. That's how they think. Man, they be wanting to call a nigga so many times. Oh, this nigger. That's what they think. But melanated brothers and sisters, they see a Caucasian, they get the buck dancing and bucking their eyes and eyes eat a butter biscuit for your massa and eyes. These niggas act just like the nigga on Life. Tell them about the gun line, boss. That's how these niggas act. And they don't even think about what's really going on. Would you drop your phone? Don't worry about it. I drop my shit all the time. This shit is hood. But anyway, that's what I was thinking about today. I'm like, bitch, how you gonna kill a nigga and then come back and be like, I'm gonna teach a class on how to kill niggas and get away with it and deal with the backlash? Nigga, when Darren Wilson killed Mike Brown, they raised like $500,000 for that Caucasian.
Oh, and remember what happened with Zimmerman when he killed Trayvon Martin?
This nigga sold a gun for $250,000 and was smoking a cigar.
Do you know that all his legal fees were paid, Bill?
Yes, by Caucasians.
Exactly.
Because they don't give a fuck about y'all. And y'all sitting up there running behind. Look, man, let me tell you something. It's some real stand-up Caucasians, white people, that don't play that shit. Hey, I always name drop books, and these are books that I actually read. There's a book called The Burglary. Them white people in that book was with it. Them motherfuckers wasn't no bullshitting ass people that was cowards. They stood up for justice. John Brown, another motherfucker that they don't want y'all to know about. And I'm not cooning or butter biscuit, but John Brown he was hung. They hanged him or hung him or whatever the fuck. They hung him in front of and his family members because he did not like slavery and he felt it was fucked up and he had those. Look, they told it. You know what they said? We have to hang him because he's insane to take up for these niggas. That's what the Caucasian said. Man, I read in another book, I think it was Before the Mayflowers, one of those fucking books I read where slave masters was leaving a property to black people. And you know what was happening in court? The judge was like going against the ruling and saying that white man is crazy because would no white man leave his property to no niggas? This is how they feel. It's not no surprise. A lot of people know that. I'm just saying people, they get around Caucasians that don't like them and then they'll still be bucking their eyes and want them to agree and want them to validate everything. These motherfuckers ain't gonna never validate. Take your props. Because they never going to validate you or give you any type of validation or anything. I don't know how many things melanated people done created. They don't never give us no fucking props. Benjamin Banneker built Washington, D.C. He built the motherfucker. And they don't tell you none of that. Oh, and by the way, Harriet Tubman didn't just free the slaves. She was like a Moor. She knew medicine. And she was healing soldiers. But they don't never tell you about that. They just tell you about the bitch. She's helping everybody escape slavery.
Oh, it's ridiculous the amount of melanated inventors that nobody talks about, nobody knows about. I mean, you look anywhere around your household, and I can almost guarantee that someone melanated is responsible for it. The ironing board, the street light,
let me tell you
pencil sharpener.
Hey, let me tell you, you know why I know you're right? Because niggas are so intelligent, we trying to find the easiest way to get shit done. That's why we so intelligent. That's why, and I'm not talking about...
And see, these white racist people, they really do know that.
Well,
that's
they know
the thing.
We just
exactly.
Don't know who we are.
Exactly.
That's the issue. Why you think I was telling you before, not telling you, but I was even talking to Nuke, and I even said it, I think, on one of the podcasts. I think it was either Off the Dome with AP. Shout out to AP. Hey, my nigga, where you at? I know you listening. Holla at me, nigga. But anyway, how they put out this misnomer that gypsies were fat, long-nosed bitches with the red dot, and they was crazy motherfuckers, when really gypsies was just another term for Moor. If you read Ancient and Modern Britons 1 and 2 by David McRitchie, it'll tell you that. See, all this shit, I read it in books. I'm not saying don't read the Bible, read the books. You have to know what you're dealing with when you're dealing with these race soldiers, or when you dealing, fuck that, when you dealing with white racist motherfuckers with a badge, know what you're dealing with. Don't just go out and send your kids out and let your kids go out and think everything gonna be okay. And I's gonna pray, and the Lord is definitely gonna bring my baby home. No, that's just, you got to educate your kids too, because that young brother was 15 years old.
15 years old.
And then Shelby.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but it wasn't even just a shot. There was rounds that went into the vehicle. Of
course, they was trying to kill all those niggas, so it wouldn't be no witnesses. So can't no niggas say, hey, they shot and killed woo-doo-woo. They shot them. Why would they want witnesses? Because if they have witnesses, that means it's going to make it harder for the police, what they corrupt as, the majority of them, to rewrite what the fuck the report is. Because that's all they be doing. Man, if you get a ticket and you ain't got no type of representation and you go in there with the cop, man, that judge is going to side with that cop every single time. Unless you really know the fucking law. And if you really do know the law, they just going to drop the fucking shit. But the officer will never be found guilty. Go to the court and fight the police. If that police show up because he an honorary motherfucker and he just want to let you know, no, nigga, you ain't got no power. That's why most niggas get tickets and then they say, oh, I clocked you at 75, but I wrote the ticket down for 70 or 68. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. All this shit is on the damn ticket. If you read the whole fucking ticket, it says exactly how fast you was going, and then you got to appear in court, and then they'll drop. It's all this bullshit, man. Police policies. They don't have time to identify with people. So why would a Caucasian be able to identify with young black or melanated kids? There's no way you could identify unless you came from that same gully neighborhood or hood or ghetto or just neighborhood that black person came from. That's the only way you could relate. Other than that, you could never relate to black kids. But you policing them and telling them what to do. And then when you tell a motherfucking white person, like, dude, y'all racist as fuck, and y'all don't even know it. No, dude, my friends are black. You know what I mean? Until it's real black issues come up, and then a lot of them white racist motherfuckers, they run and hide. And then the ones that are ignorant and don't know, if they're bold and they're confident, they'll ask you. They'll ask you straight up, hey man, why is this like this? Well, that's bullshit. It shouldn't be that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, that shit be killing me, man. This motherfucker shot up the damn car. There's a bunch of kids in there. Now, what kind of shit is that? You said you was in fear for your partner's life, so you shot up the car? His partner should be on trial for shooting up the car, not you.
Yeah, I wonder what his partner got. What did anybody else
because
get?
His partner didn't do shit, because his partner was smart enough to know, hey, man, I don't think we need to be doing this shit right now.
Wow, get this story. I was reading about a young man that was murdered by police officer Dewan Guillory. I'm not sure if you've heard of his story.
No,
but
I ain't heard of that one.
was in July of 2017.
Oh, last year?
Last summer. He was riding an ATV with his girlfriend, and a police officer approached them asking for identification because allegedly there was a ATV theft reported.
So let me ask the nigga.
So allegedly he says that Dewan came at him and tried to attack him, and then his girlfriend went for the gun. So he ended up shooting both of them, and then the girlfriend gets charged with attempted first-degree murder of a police officer.
Of course. That's the way the laws are written. That's why when niggas get pulled over by police, I told this story in one of the earlier podcasts with Nuke. When they pull you over, roll all the windows down, give them all your ID, and fight it in court. Stop being emotional and thinking that police is using cognitive reasoning. Those police officers are not cognizant. They looking at a profile, and that's all they looking at. That's it. And if you fit that profile, they're probably gonna kill you. If you don't, and you just shut the fuck up and give them what the fuck that's all you have. Unless you have money and stats. And even if you have money and stats, look what they did to Dre. They arrested that nigga outside, and this is Dr. Dre. They'll never do that shit to Jimmy Iovine. You think Jimmy Iovine will get pulled out of his garage or his driveway and they arrest that white boy? Please. But they arrested Dre's black ass to remind him, nigga, I don't give a fuck if Apple did give you $1 billion. You a nigga. And in our eyes, nigga, we'll kill your motherfucking ass right now, and then your legacy will live on.
Just like the song says.
They don't give a fuck, man. That's why I just be
the OJ story.
Thank you. Oh, I'm not black, I'm OJ. Oh, okay. Look, man, this nigga, whatever you want to say, killed him, whatever. I remember one time, this white lady told me, I think OJ did it. I'm not racist or anything. Why did you even need to tell me that? This was like 15 years ago, a white bitch told me that. And I was just like, what is that? You know what I'm talking about? What the fuck does that even mean?
What?
Well, because I just feel like, black people, they get so upset when a white person thinks he did it. I said, no, a black person, first of all, I can't speak for all black people, but I'm not upset that you think he did it at all. But I'm going to tell you this was 15 years ago, but I'm going to tell you this, you think he did it because he's black. No, I just think he did it because all the evidence, what evidence? Of what they told you in court? If you watch the trial, okay, well, our good brother who was defending OJ not only said that the glove didn't fit, but Mark Furman was a racist motherfucker that was planting evidence on OJ. Why y'all all forgetting that shit? Because he's black and he had a little bit of money and prestige, and them niggas did not like that, so they figure, oh, well, you got off on this murder, but nigga, we gonna get your ass. And that's why that bitch, when she sentenced him out here for him trying to steal back his own shit, what was the first thing the bitch said was, and this is not a sentence based on the OJ trial, the murder. This is based on, why you even need to say that?
Right.
Because they was trying to let niggas know, we will get you, nigga. Guilty, nigga, at all costs. And they don't give a fuck. That's why niggas be looking at celebrities like that. Man, these celebrities are not your hero. It's not Muhammad Ali or Jim Brown or Bill Russell or any of them motherfuckers.
And they're going to be treated just the same, too. And they're going to be treated
the same. That's why I always talk about Muhammad Ali in the case of this. Nigga, Muhammad Ali was going at them motherfuckers because he was educated. You know why? Because he was under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's why. And then when he moved away from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and he was docile and he was nice and he was taking pictures with white people, then that's when they wanted to commemorate him. And, man, get the fuck out of here. Man, I didn't want to watch his funeral. He had Billy Crystal speaking at his funeral. Man, get the fuck out of here. But your knowledge came from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. That's the shit that I don't like, man. That's what I'm saying, man. Then y'all, that's what I'm saying. You look at this shit, oh, this cop was found guilty. All right, cool. The cop was found guilty. Let's see what the sentence is. I'm going to keep saying that. What's the sentence going to be?
Well, I was also just reading, too. Out of the 15 recent cases where melanated people have died by a police officer. Out of the 15 most recent cases that have made the news, only 2 officers have been convicted.
Wow.
And out of that 15, 11 of them reached a settlement and agreed to a settlement.
Well, because they know we don't have no money. You have to understand, we don't have no money. Look, how the fuck are we not gonna settle when y'all got, look, Caucasians got all the fucking resources. I told you in that book, Black History Reader by Dr. Claude Anderson, he said it. Caucasians have 98% of all the guns.
Right, and we'll just pay you to let you go on about your way,
and
I'll keep working, and I'll keep doing, and I'll keep teaching my
fuck what y'all think.
my comrades to do the same thing that I've done.
Guess what we gonna do? You don't think they know? March, whine, and repeat. In Ferguson, or not even in Ferguson, was it Baltimore with Freddie Gray? Yeah, they let those kids out in the middle of the city. They knew those kids was gonna start tripping. Man, they know what the fuck is going on. Man, let me tell you, I was in LA doing not the watch riots, the LA riots in '92. Man, please. Those cops got the fuck out of there. In LA, it was ridiculous out there. Rodney
King.
Yeah, it was
Rodney King.
Yeah, it was Rodney King in '92. And then he ended up mysteriously killing himself. Look, anybody that stick up for real black plight, they get, look at Gary Webb. I'm going to get that book.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Webb was the guy that was interviewing Freeway Ricky Ross. The real Freeway Rick. Not Ricky Rose. No diss to him. And he was interviewing him. Then he gets shot twice in the head. How do you shoot yourself twice in the head? Man, get the fuck out of here. This is the shit that they do. And all those experimentations that the experiments that the CIA was running on melanated people. If you read Medical Apartheid, that's a great book. I've said it before. I'm telling you, they put the shit in the book. So when you see a cop get away with shit, don't be mad. Oh, they always get, know why. Those laws are written strategically for motherfucking police to get away with shit. It's all one. Man, the Fraternal Order police stick together. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. They got that, and let me tell you, that union is unbreakable. You're not penetrating that union, and you're not penetrating what the fuck they got going on. Period. That's a fact. They don't give a fuck who you are and who you know. They don't give a fuck if you know Obama. Remember Obama's friend? Obama's friend tried to break in his own house because he locked his key in the house, and they called the motherfucking police on him. And he lived there, and they know he lived there. So man, when I read that, the bitch, what's her name? Becky Shelby or whatever the fuck that bitch's name, the white bro. How the fuck you gonna kill a nigga, say he smelled like PCP, whatever, that's probably because you smoking that shit, and then that's how you knew what it smelled like. Because ain't no, bitch, what is you, a hound dog? How the fuck you smell it like that? Oh, he smelled like PCP. Bitch, and what does that smell like?
So what if he does smell like it?
It doesn't, I don't give a fuck, but what does it smell like? What the, you a greyhound, bitch? So, he smelled like crack?
So shoot him?
So shoot him. Bitch, he ain't no fucking domesticated primate. He's a human being. But this is what they do. And now the bitch want to come back and teach a class to the other white racist motherfuckers about how to get away with murder. Basically. Layman's terms, how to get away with killing a nigga. But really, the laws are already made and constructed for police to get off. That's how it go. It's just motherfuckers don't want to read. Get you a Black's Law Dictionary. I got that book. It gives you all the legal terms. Get that shit out there, man. You have to put it out there with people. Hey, man, get this book, man. Read it. Just check it out. Because I'm telling you, they rewrite the laws. This is what they do. While we fucking marching and trying to come together and cross color lines, all this other shit, them white people like, look at these dumb motherfuckers. They know how to divide the races. It's easy. Just give one race more resources than you give the other. Then that race will forget about you. No diss to no other race, but nobody can understand black plight. Because if they do, other races will be giving us their resources. But other races will not give back their resources. When the last time you seen a Chinaman go to Side Chicks or go to Grits on the west side. They'll go to Panda Express, but they're not bartering with any of our melanated businesses. But if you go on Rancho and fucking in Washington, is a motherfucking Chinaman or whoever the fuck that lady was selling me some bullshit. Selling me pro clubs and nigga shit. But there ain't no fucking way. Like when I read Black Labor, White Wealth and Powernomics, man, them Chinamen was like, we're not dealing with y'all niggas. We're not selling y'all shit. We're not buying nothing from y'all. We buy from our own. And niggas only come together when a nigga gets shot by the police or some shit. Then we want to rally together and raise money and do a GoFundMe and all this other shit. But you can't even get a nigga to read a fucking book that's 100 pages. 150 pages that will empower that person. That's what I'm saying. These niggas getting killed.
Right.
It isn't like they're not getting... These niggas are getting killed. They're not even surviving. Because police are not trained to injure. They're trained to kill you. That's why I don't understand why people think that this shit is going... Oh, it's going to change with prayer. Man, get the fuck out of here, man. I'm tired of that shit, man. Look at what did prayer get Martin Luther King? And that's another topic I want to talk about. Let's talk about John McCain for a little bit. Let me tell you something. For all you melanated people that listen to this, tell them more and say, fuck John McCain. That white boy didn't give a fuck about no niggas, and he was the main nigga that was voting against having Martin Luther King Day in Arizona. While he's up there smiling in everybody's face and acting like man, that white boy wasn't no bipartisan motherfucker. He didn't give a fuck about no niggas. And now they want to paint him as this hero. Man, he a white person's hero. He could never be my hero at all. For nothing. I don't give a fuck about him being no fucking POW. Prisoner of war. I wish they'd have kept his ass over there. Him and his raggedy ass family.
Arizona is known for being one of the most racist states.
And even if they are,
and police brutality and racial profiling. Racial profiling at its highest out there.
But even if they are, if you're at the helm...
And you're at the helm, exactly.
And if you're at the helm and you can yay or nay Martin Luther King Day, and you don't, and you voted against it, then that lets me know all I need to know about you. Just like Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders voted for black people not to get reparations. But he voted for Jews to get their shit, though.
Oh, I'm sure he did.
Of course he did.
I'm sure.
That's the thing. Look at this shit. Look, let me tell you. Fuck John McCain. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I'm just saying, you voted for us not to have Martin Luther King Day. And you think a nigga gonna praise you? Oh, poor man, get the fuck out of here. Like I said before, and I'll keep saying, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, all that, man, fuck all them white motherfuckers, man. Them motherfuckers ain't... How you gonna call black people super predators and thugs and you responsible for mass incarceration? And then your wife want to be the president. Now you jump on the stage with Beyonce and Jay-Z and you got hot sauce in your purse and you know how to do the stanky leg and now we're supposed to accept you. Nah, bitch.
No.
Fuck that. You kicked off
propaganda.
That's propaganda. All you doing, what you're doing is what you know will be accepted by deaf, dumb, and blind people.
Right.
And what you do is you're using a Jay-Z or Beyonce to corral
or
the
LeBron
commoner.
or LeBron James.
Or LeBron James. And these niggas they're not gonna say certain things and they're not gonna come out and educate people in that type of way. Because if that's the case, then LeBron would have gave his money to the doctor, what's his name? The dude that was kind of getting into it with Tariq Nasheed. I forgot, what was his name? The psychiatrist. I'm blanking.
Me too.
Umar Johnson.
Dr. Umar Johnson.
You would have gave the money to Umar Johnson. He the one need the money for the school. How you got $140 million? You ain't give him shit. Umar Johnson's school should be up and fucking running already. And if you melanated, your kids should be going there. I don't give a fuck if you gotta fly your kids in there and they have room and board. But that school will never be. You know why it'll never be? Because he's teaching them to empower themselves.
Correct. Just like I was just thinking just now. I mean, like you said before too, coming together, the Black Panther Party. It's not like how it was in the 60s. coming
No.
together and that unity and knowing thyself.
No. You're not. Well, why? Why would black people come together when people like J. Edgar Hoover will just destroy it? Check out that book, The Burglary. It's like 700 pages. Oh, yeah, it's the book of Eli like a motherfucker. But it's a great book. And it tells you the courageous Caucasians that weren't scared of that shit. And they were very bold. See, you don't have that no more. You got Caucasians that want to march with you, but they will not give up any of their resources for you. Because it was a white boy, I think it was Keith Forsyth or whatever his name was, the main dude that broke into the FBI. Mm-hmm. He was down south protesting and got locked up with a bunch of black people. And it was a black dude who basically put his house up to bail him and a whole bunch of black people out of jail. And that really fucked him up because it really showed him like, damn, they more forgiving towards us than we could ever be towards them. That's why I said black people are the most forgiving people on this planet. On this fucking planet. And we are so quick to be like praying and all this other shit. I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear that shit, man. J. Edgar Hoover was doing catastrophic things to black people. And they named a building after this motherfucker. Andrew Jackson stole Florida. Because Florida was under Spain's rule. But Spain couldn't afford to go to war with the United States because they didn't have no money.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because let me tell you something. I don't know everything, but I know this shit for a fact. It was black people in Florida. As generations of black people, they were in Florida living great. And Andrew Jackson's racist motherfucking ass was going over there with the police and the army and stealing niggas and killing them and trying to take over the land. And he knew that Spain wasn't going to do shit because they didn't have the money. They couldn't afford to go to war with the United States. So basically, you know what the United States did? They just jacked Florida for their shit. Nigga, we taking all this. And since there was a treaty, an 1866 treaty, an Indian treaty, basically, that Spain was like every melanated person that's on Florida land, they get property. So we're going to sell this property, this Florida, back to the United States. We're going to sell it to the United States, but all the melanated people, they get the land because they were already living there. And that was a part of the treaty. And guess what Andrew Jackson and them did? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. We'll take it. And as soon as they got them motherfuckers up out of there, y'all niggas ain't getting shit. This our property. They straight deboed that shit. So fuck Andrew Jackson and all these other motherfuckers too, man. They were treacherous people. And these motherfuckers want us. How you gonna have the pyramid, which melanated people built, and then they want to classify it, the Egyptians. They want to make the Egyptians white so fucking bad. Cleopatra, first of all, it's 1 million Cleopatras. There's like 7 of them. And they want to make her Greek so bad, not knowing the Ptolemies or whatever the fuck them Greeks were. They was fucking the black people, the melanated people. That's what they was doing. They was going there and sneaking over there and getting all the fucking knowledge. But the Egyptians, the real melanated Egyptians, got their knowledge from Kush, Ethiopia, where the first originated church of Catholicism started. The first Coptic church, I guess, is where it started. That's where they got all their history, their knowledge and their science from. It's just the Egyptians started giving it away to the Greeks. And the Greeks was like, we'll just take over. That's why I don't call him Alexander the Great. Fuck that motherfucker. His name is Alexander the Greek. Because he's known for destroying melanated people. And this is what they fucking do. This is what they do. So when I see a cop shooting an armed melanated kid, it blows my mind how all we can do is get together and march. That's it. That's all we do. We get together and march and then we go home. Nothing changed. No laws changed. No nothing. What changed? Man, Obama sold niggas hope, and niggas still talking about Obama did a good job. Now, elderly people, I let it go. But man, please, what the fuck has he done to fast forward black wealth? Where he's like, okay, I'm stripping some of their resources to give it back to y'all so y'all don't have to be at these jobs kissing these white people's asses and these white people treating black people like shit at the job. Because that's how these white people act. They get on the job, they treat you all fucked up. And then they try to smile with you and act like they like you. When knowing good goddamn well they can't stand your black ass. That's what they do. And then when you say, and if you go and tell, hey man, why is this like this? Dude, I didn't own any slaves. And I wasn't around during slavery, but you're benefiting off of black labor. You are benefiting off of that. That's why Rockefeller and that's why I had to put Anderson Cooper on blast. He seems like a nice guy, but clown, you only on there because of who your great-great-grandfather was.
True. Who
was benefiting off of black slavery. The Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the DuPonts, the Morgans, the Rothschilds. Man, get the fuck out of here. But we don't know that because we think rich is nigger rich. Oh, he got cars, clothes, shoes, so he good. When in actuality, you don't own no resources. We don't own shit. We don't go in there and try to change no laws. We don't try to do nothing. We march, whine, and repeat.
Just like you said, too. I mean, you could have said that LeBron James or whoever, pick on anybody that has a little bit of money, could have given money to Dr. Umar Johnson or created their own other school. Or not only that, come together and is there a way to get a bank? Is there a way to come together and put your money together to get our own banking system?
Man, how the fuck? That's a great question. But let me tell you this, and everybody that listening, Warren, y'all know what I'm about to say. How the fuck is we about to get a banking system when it's controlled by the Federal Reserve?
Exactly.
And the Federal Reserve is ran by the Rothschilds, the DuPonts, the Morgans.
Never gonna happen.
Motherfuckers see Chase Bank and be like, ooh, I got Chase Bank. Yeah, you clowns, you got JP Morgan. Because they were so smart, they said, ooh, when we write this shit, our family's going to be wealthy forever. Because everybody's going to go with the dollar. Motherfuckers don't even know niggas think the Federal Reserve is a government institution. The Federal Reserve is about as federal as the Federal fucking Express.
Huh.
It's a private bank that owns all the fucking banks. That's where you get the money from. So ask those people that work at the Federal. So how much is your salary at the Federal Reserve? You print the money, so how much? Because it's not backed by any gold. Motherfuckers walk around here and don't know what it's backed by. Now, I did know this a long time ago. My mama taught me that when I was a kid, because she worked at a fucking bank. So, come on, man. Parents don't know how much effect they could have on a child if they start telling them shit. And mailing their brothers and sisters, and not just mailing any race that's educated on race relations and know the shit is fucked up, each one teach one.
Right.
Stop acting like you don't know what the fuck is going on. If you know how black people are being treated, I'm not saying you're about to go out there and start killing a whole bunch of white people. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just saying, hey man, you see some foul, fucked up shit or some fuckery, say something.
Yeah. Each one teach one, and unfortunately things like this, take a minute, share it with your children, sit down and have a real conversation with them, just like how you started the podcast off. Give them a little background as far as how they need to conduct themselves, because you have a target on your back no matter what you do, wherever you go, you have a target on your back.
Thank you.
So know how to conduct yourself when these things happen, because you don't want to be caught in a situation where you don't know how to react and you react out of fear, and then we're talking about you on the TV, you know? And
then we holding a sign up for little Kavion and little Travion. And, that shit is bullshit, man. And it's like, y'all people don't see. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, why are we eating? Man, I don't give a fuck about John McCain, man. Man, please. Y'all could have missed me with that story, but that's what CNN do. That's what these fucking outlets do. But they don't really want to talk about the nigga that got found guilty, the white boy that got found guilty for killing. I guarantee he get 90 days, 6 months, a year. He ain't gonna do no time. The nigga that shot Walter Scott shot him in the back and then lied and then planted the gun because he didn't know nobody was watching him. This is what they do. And nothing would have ever happened if that person who wasn't videotaping wouldn't have did it. You damn right. You know the dog gonna be barking and shit. But that's the way it go. That's the type of shit that we see. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that we see. That's the type of shit that we hear. What's she barking at? Oh, I don't know. That's a dog barking. But anyway, that's the type of shit we see, we hear, we know what's going on, we know what it is. I just think people play stupid and they act like they don't know what the fuck is going on. How you gonna shoot somebody in the back and then try to play the gun and be like, oh, he was running towards me, and then you shot him in the back, and then you thought you was gonna get away with it till somebody turned in the tape. It was like, no, nigga, this is really what you did. And then you like, oh, like these body cams, man, get the fuck out of here. That's symbology. They can correct and edit the video on those body cams. They don't give a fuck about that. It's they shit. It's they shit. So remember that. It's they shit. Only thing you could do is locally is vote in blocks and vote these motherfuckers in and out. That's the only thing you can do. That's the only thing that can happen. Cause nationally, your vote does not count. You think it counts, don't. Bush already told y'all that in 2000. These motherfuckers said Al Gore won Florida, and George W. Bush's cousin or brother was the governor of Florida and was like, nah, I think those numbers are wrong. Yep. And then his cousin that was working on CBS was like, oh, numbers just saying George Bush is the president and not Al Gore.
Yep, I remember that.
Niggas act like that shit didn't happen. This is what happens when you a Caucasian and you got power. That's the way it go. And fuck Al Gore and them too. They don't give a fuck about, man, these people that's put in this office don't give a fuck. It's just Donald Trump is the first white boy in a long time that done said how he really feel about niggas. And now niggas' feelings is hurt. That's all that is. And niggas is mad at work and looking at everybody. But you should have been, like Dr. Claude Anderson said, if you a melanated person or a black person in the United States of America and you working for a corporation, you got a right to be mad every fucking day. Every fucking day. So that angry black man syndrome and all that shit is real. And I don't blame all my melanated sisters. You just need to smile when you get around your other melanated sisters because we all we got. And don't get caught up in the Donald Trump. I laugh when I see Donald Trump because I think it's entertainment. He don't give a fuck. He don't care. No, because we praising people like Hulk Hogan because he's a coward. You've been around black people, wrestling with black people and all this other shit, and then your daughter want to deal with a black person. You like, I don't want this nigger over here. Not. This is what these motherfuckers do. Look at Dog the Bounty Hunter. It was a black man who introduced him to his wife. And this motherfucker is on a phone talking about how they don't want to deal with niggers and all that. This is what they do. Because that's how they really feel. They'll come around you, but they'll never give up any of their resources for you. Period. Now, there's some that will. There's other races, Asians, Caucasians that will. But they're the very bold and confident Caucasians that will. I've been around confident Caucasians. And they don't tell you about their degrees. They don't tell you about their money. They don't give a fuck about none of that shit. But the motherfuckers that ain't confident, they gotta tell you about their degree. They gotta tell you about how much money they got. They gotta tell you all this bullshit. Money that they didn't work hard to get, that they inherited off of the backs of black labor.
Right.
Period. That's why Anderson Cooper got y'all food on CNN like, oh, you know, he for the people and gay and all this other shit. Man, please. That nigga is a descendant of Cornelius Vanderbilt, who didn't give a fuck about no niggas, who was making all that money on the stock market and who was capitalizing on black labor.
Right. Let's take it back. Everyone thinks it's Gloria Vanderbilt, his mom, but really, it's
his grandfather.
Nigga.
Oh, that's why it's good to read. If you read this book called The Prince of Darkness, and it's about Jeremiah Hamilton, and this guy was from Port-au-Prince. And basically, he's melanated, and he knew how to manipulate that stock market. And he used to battle with Cornelius Vanderbilt in the antebellum period. Very good book. It's an awesome read, man. That book had me hooked. That nigga was running so much game on them niggas on the stock market because he was reading the novels that he was reading. These books that he was reading, man, they were ingenious books, and he learned how to manipulate that stock market. And them white motherfuckers did not like him at all on that stock market. And he was the only nigga to have $1 million on that stock market in the antebellum period. That nigga was going up and down Park Place and Boardwalk for Monopoly and was running game on those white boys. And they didn't like it because he worked them at their own game. They did not like that shit. And he was battling Cornelius Vanderbilt, who is Anderson Cooper's great grandfather, whatever. But I know Anderson Cooper is a descendant of the Vanderbilts. But he'll never tell you that. Y'all think he on TV because he gay and ain't got no mustache. And he Caucasian. That's all that is. Oh, I thought the same way at first. Until I started reading, I was like, let me look up the motherfucking Vanderbilt. And lo and behold, who comes popping up? Anderson Cooper. Mm-hmm. He'll never tell you that shit, though. And motherfuckers think, oh, well, Gloria Vanderbilt. No, nigga. His great grandfather is the reason why he on TV. So why he up there why you thinking this motherfucker for black plight, man? Please, man, this motherfucker ain't gonna never give up his resources. That's why black people, in my opinion, we need to, like Dr. Clyde Anderson said in all his books, they have taken the black plight and made it a minority term. And then they group it together. Right. So now we gotta fight the gay fight and the Latino fight and everything else. And there's nothing wrong with the Latino brothers and sisters. I'm not tripping off them. I'm just saying that's their fight. We need to know who the fuck is going to fight our fight. We don't have a dog in their fight. But they quick to group us all together. It's benign neglect. I just won't even... Benign neglect was started by, I think, Richard Nixon. Basically, we ain't even going to talk about y'all niggas. Now we don't have to promise you anything. That's what I'm saying. Why you think these motherfucking police officers, man, they'll shoot a nigga in a minute. They don't give a fuck. They don't care. But we think it's a symbolic win because they found him guilty. But on the other hand, what's the lady's name? Shelby. This bitch Betty Shelby. Mm-hmm. This bitch get off, and now she about to go back and teach a class about how to get off when you kill a nigga, when you're a police officer. That's what they do. This is what they do. Symbolic victories. I want to see what that cop is gonna get since he was found guilty. I guarantee you he get 6 months. A year. He'll be working for another department. Look at Mark Furman. Look at all them racist cops that was beating the shit out of Rodney King. Them motherfuckers are high up the police food chain in LA. That shit is not going to change. Now, there's a little bit of change. You can vote your councilman in and vote your councilman out, but niggas ain't going to vote. No, we vote for symbolic victories. And they named a street after such and such. You know, that's a symbolic victory.
Right.
What's the tangible? Where the fuck is the money and the resources? No diss to my Indian brothers and sisters, but how the fuck they got reservations, all this shit, niggas ain't got shit?
No 48.
And I got books that are proving that niggas was here. They want to put the Indians were here first. No, nigga, you better read They Came for Columbus by Ivan Van Sertima. Melanated people were already here. We are the originators on this planet. Period. But they quick to be like, oh no, the Indians got the reservation, but niggas ain't got shit. We got projects with lead paint in the damn project buildings that was causing all types of illnesses and psychological problems with niggas. Because, oh yes, lead paint is very toxic for you. But that's what was in the projects. But niggas don't know that. So it's like, it's sad.
Very.
What you think gonna happen to that police officer?
Well, soon we won't be hearing about too much of anybody, for one, because these things just go away. They put them on the news, and then back to business we go. So I'm sure not much is going to happen to him at all.
You're right. Man, I just want to send a special shout out to Nuke. Man, we miss you. See you next week again. Onita, had to shout Onita out again. Appreciate you listening to the podcast. Annette and Fox 5, aka Yvette, that's the homie. I appreciate you listening. All the new subscribers, I appreciate y'all listening. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this page with everyone. This is knowledge for y'all. You can always reach us at NOWAYOUTLV@gmail.com. NOWAYOUTLV@gmail.com. Hit us up with some emails. Give us your perspective on what we talked about. Hey, this is not about who's right or who's wrong. This is our perspective on what it is. So again, our email is NOWAYOUTLV@gmail.com. Hit us up and let us know what y'all think. Share, subscribe, and I'll be getting at you real soon with some more riveting topics from the Off the Dome podcast. Any last thing you got to say?
Just want to say thank you for having me today. It was a pleasure. Definitely enjoy listening to you and your co-host Nuke. Can't wait for her return. And just want to say, don't forget about these faces of injustice. Don't forget about these melanated people that are losing their lives due to police brutality and all these murders. I mean, look it up yourself and see the countless names. And I mean countless. I'm sitting here right now looking at 3 pages worth of people's names. Stay educated and definitely keep your ears to the streets in regards to this. And like we said before, reach one, teach one. Educate your children of how to act, of what to be aware of, and who to be around when these situations happen. It's important. So, again, thank you for having me today.
All right, man. That'll be it. Y'all know the email. Share, subscribe. For all my niggas that's out there, and you trying to use that EBT or you trying to use that debit card, that rush card, to get something that's $10 and all you got is $9.10, and you trying to pass it through anyway on the self-checkout, you already know what my saying is, y'all. Guilty, niggas! All right, man. I'll holler at y'all. Peace.